In the heart of ancient Babylon, a city bustling with sorcery, secrets, and shadows, something extraordinary happened. A secret that shook the skies and echoed across the heavens. Two divine angels, pure, powerful, and sinless, descended from the heavens. But why? Why would angels come down to a world of deceit? And what lesson did they leave behind that still echoes in our lives today? This is not just a story of angels. It's a story of deception, power, temptation, and the choices that define humanity. And the most haunting part? The people were warned, but they didn't listen. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear may change how you view Allah's tests forever. Centuries ago, there was a city called Babylon, long before the age of empires and technology. There existed a city unlike any other, Babylon. Located in the land of Iraq today, it was known for its towering ziggurats, dazzling wealth, and its dangerous curiosity. Babylon was a center of knowledge, but also a center of corruption. A place where people sought power beyond what was allowed. A place where magic had taken root. Babylon wasn't just a city. It was a civilization built on mystery, stars, and the secret arts. Their scholars mapped the skies, their priests claimed divine power, and their temples were filled with cryptic symbols. It was here that humanity first began recording the movement of planets and connecting them to fate. They believed certain stars could influence love, war, and wealth. Magic, for them, wasn't evil. It was a shortcut to control destiny. Entire families were built around these arts. Fathers passed down spell books to sons. Mothers gave amulets to daughters. Spells were etched into clay tablets, buried beneath homes for protection or power. The devils saw this weakness and capitalized on it. Whispers began. You can have more. Control more. Just say these words. Just believe in this star. Just make this sacrifice. Babylon was no longer a city of science. It became a playground for the devils. The people of Babylon had fallen deep into the practice of seer, magic, dark rituals, whispered spells, dealings with jinn. Some used it to destroy marriages, others to create illusions, to gain control, or to sow chaos. And the most terrifying part? They thought they were doing something clever, something divine. The earth groaned under their sins, and the heavens, they took notice. The angels in the heavens saw the condition of mankind, and they asked a question, a bold one, which says, will you place upon the earth one who causes corruption and sheds blood, while we declare your praise and sanctify you? Surah Al-Baqarah 2:30. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, decided to show them something. From among the angels, 2 angels were chosen, Harut and Marut. According to major scholars like Ibn Kathir and Imam al-Qurtubi, this test wasn't just for mankind, it was also for the angels themselves. Allah showed them the very test they once questioned. Some scholars say Harut and Marut were among the angels who challenged Allah's wisdom in choosing humans as vicegerents. So Allah said, if you were to face the same temptations, you too would fall. That's why the angels were given human form, with free will, desires, and the ability to fall. And that's why their fall wasn't just shocking. It was a proof of Allah's wisdom. They were pure. They were obedient. They had never disobeyed a single command of their Lord. But now they would be sent to earth. Not as angels, but in human form, with human desires, with the ability to choose, to feel temptation, to see what it meant to live in this world of tests. And they were warned. They would carry a mission, to teach people what magic was, to expose it, to separate truth from lies. But they must never use it themselves. And they must always warn the people, we are only a test, so do not disbelieve. And with that they descended. The arrival of Harut and Marut was quiet. No thunder, no divine light. Just 2 men walking among the people of Babylon. But these weren't ordinary men. Their wisdom was unmatched. Their judgment was just. Their words, filled with divine insight. The people quickly noticed. Crowds gathered, questions were asked, and Harut and Marut began their mission. They warned the people of Seir, explained how it differed from miracles or divine knowledge. They taught that magic was a manipulation of creation, not an honoring of the Creator. They showed how it brought destruction, not healing. And every time someone asked them to teach magic, they said clearly, "We are only a trial, so do not disbelieve by learning it from us." But the people, they wanted power. Some ignored the warning. Others pretended they didn't hear it. One by one, people began learning what black magic is, using what they learned to harm, to break marriages, to gain influence. The angels kept warning, but the hearts of the people had already turned towards evil. What made things worse was how people began to elevate the teachings of magic as if they were divine secrets. They began claiming that these spells came from Suleiman A.S., that the great prophet himself had ruled using magic. But that was a lie, a dangerous lie. Allah clarified in the Quran. Suleiman did not disbelieve, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:102. One of the biggest tragedies was how people falsely accused Prophet Suleiman of practicing magic. Why? Because they saw how he controlled the wind, spoke to animals, and ruled over jinn. The devils, after his death, wrote books of dark knowledge and buried them beneath his throne. When people found them, they said, "This must be how Suleiman ruled." But Allah made it clear in Surah Al-Baqarah, Suleiman did not disbelieve, but the devils disbelieved. It was the devils who spread this lie. And sadly, many still believe it to this day. The angels' mission was being twisted. Their warning was being ignored, and the darkness in the hearts of the people was growing. Now comes the twist that most people don't know. Harut and Marut were not immune to temptation. Because they had taken human form, they felt human emotions, desires, weaknesses. And among the people of Babylon, there was a woman. Her beauty was unmatched. Her name, Zohra. Zohra was clever, observant. She had heard of the two wise men who held divine knowledge. She wanted to know their secret. Some say she was a test sent by Allah. Others say she acted of her own will. She approached them, flattered them, questioned them. She saw the hesitation in their eyes. She knew they were hiding something big. Zohra didn't just use beauty. She used psychology. She asked, "How can knowledge be forbidden if it's divine?" She praised them, appealed to their pride. "You're above humans," she whispered. "Surely you deserve more." And here lies the deeper test. It wasn't just lust, it was spiritual arrogance. The belief that their mission gave them immunity from sin. One night, she made them an offer. "Tell me the secret of how you ascend to the heavens, the name that opens the gates. I want to see the world above." Harut and Marut hesitated. This was forbidden. This was the final boundary, they said. She smiled back. She knew they were slipping from their goal. She demanded more explanation. In some narrations, she asked for wine. In others, she made even bolder requests. And then, one of them broke and shared everything with her about their goals and why they came to Earth. In some narrations, one angel refused, while the other gave in. Some say both eventually crumbled. Regardless, the message is loud and clear. Temptation doesn't always come with force. Sometimes it comes dressed in praise. They also shared the name of themselves to her. She uttered it, and in a moment she ascended, disappeared. The heavens roared. The skies were torn by what had happened. A sin had been committed, not just by humans beings, but by angels who were once free of sin. The angels had failed. They had done what they were commanded not to. They had given in to the very desires they once questioned in mankind, and now judgment was upon them. Allah gave them a choice. Choose your punishment, either the punishment of this world or the punishment of the hereafter. They chose the punishment of this world, and so they were hung upside down in a deep well in Babylon, as a warning, a reminder. a silent testimony that even angels, when placed in human conditions, could fall. There they remain until the day of judgment, a reminder of how serious divine tests are, and how easily the line between obedience and temptation can blur. Locals say the well still exists, sealed off in ancient ruins near Old Babylon. Some call it the Well of the Fallen Angels. Farmers in nearby villages claimed strange lights hovered above it during certain nights. Others heard whispers echoing from its depths. No birds fly over it. No animals go near. Whether these are legends or truth, one thing is clear. The memory of what happened still haunts the land. And in every generation, someone tries to uncover the knowledge that Harut and Marut once warned against. Imagine passing by that well, seeing no movement but feeling an eerie presence, knowing that two beings of light and obedience were now suspended in silence because of a single moment of weakness. Scholars say that the well became infamous. People would warn their children not to go near it, not to repeat the sins of those who thought they were beyond error. As for Zohra, different narrations exist. Some say Allah turned her into a star, which we now know as Venus, Al-Zuhra. Others say she was punished for seeking divine secrets without understanding their weight. And yet others suggest she became a symbol of beauty, temptation, and the dangerous lure of forbidden knowledge. Even today, in Arabic, the word Zuhra is associated with the planet Venus, a star that shines brightly at dusk and dawn, beautiful, distant, untouchable, and a symbol of what happens when beauty is used for misguidance. So, why is this story in the Quran? Why did Allah mention Harut and Marut? Because it's not just a tale, it's a lesson. Today people still chase power, in different forms. Some use manipulation. Others seek dark knowledge thinking it will bring them control. They visit magicians, practice horoscopes, believe in omens, break homes with whispered lies. Some even call it spiritual healing. But the warning is the same. We are only a test, so do not disbelieve. Magic is no longer robed in black cloaks and chanting. Today, it comes as Instagram reels that say, "Speak this affirmation to manifest wealth," or "Burn this candle to attract your soulmate." Some people pay thousands to spiritual healers who mix verses of the Quran with rituals from other religions. Others follow astrology religiously, planning marriages and careers based on zodiac signs, forgetting that Allah alone controls destiny. And yes, some even use black magic, still, to separate husbands from wives, to curse enemies to gain followers. Just like Babylon, today's world is full of seekers of control, but they forget the warning: we are only a test, so do not disbelieve. The story of Harut and Marut teaches us that no one is immune to sin, that tests come even when you're at your highest point, that knowledge is a gift, but also a responsibility, and that sometimes the most dangerous desires are not the loudest. They whisper, they charm, and then they consume. It reminds us that we are constantly being tested by what we desire, by what we fear, and by what we choose to chase. And most importantly, it shows us the power of humility. Even the angels needed to learn what it meant to be human. So, next time you look at the stars, and you see that bright one, Venus, shining quietly in the night sky, remember the story. The angels who thought they would remain pure. The city that thought magic was divine. And the people who ignored the warning. Babylon has fallen, but the test still remains. So, guard your heart. Seek only what is halal, and trust that true power lies in obedience. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Islamic stories that stir the soul and awaken the heart. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.